Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Justin Wolf from Wolf Customs. So every once in a while I hear somebody say to another person that they are better at a particular skill than they are, or I've had people tell me I am better skilled than what they are as well. And this is something that kind of drives me crazy in a sense, because let me explain something. If I am more proficient at something than another person, it just simply means that I failed at that particular task far more than what they have. For example, if I've done a bow drill set 100 times, chances are I've failed at that bow drill set 200 times. That's just the way it is. We fail far more than what we succeed until we get to a point to where we understand what we need to do in order to accomplish that goal. So you don't ever feel like you're not in somebody else's league or they are more proficient at something than what you are, because like I said, it just simply means that that person has failed at that particular task far more than what you have. So keep working, keep failing, and eventually you yourself will become proficient at that particular task. Now, I've said this before and I'll say it 100 more times. When I first started YouTube, I started YouTube with one thing in mind. I wanted to share my knowledge with everybody, but I quickly learned that I didn't have as much knowledge as what I thought I did. I've learned far more from others on YouTube than what I ever knew in the past. And there's other people out on YouTube that seem to think that you can't learn anything from YouTube, or you can't learn anything from Googling it or something like that. And that's absolutely hysterical to me. Prime example of it is, a bow drill set. When my wife and I first got together, which was 12, 13 years ago, I showed her how to do a bow drill set when we were first dating. I was successful at it, but man, I tell you what, it wasn't until I came to YouTube and learned a few other little tips that I truly became proficient at it. Prior to that, I could do it, but man, it was a struggle at times. So YouTube truly taught me something. I didn't have to go and have somebody teach me. I just watched and I applied the things that I saw others doing to the way that I did it. It made all the difference in the world. So like I said, just because somebody's more proficient at something than you are, it just simply means that they've failed far more times than you. A prime example of this is there's a gentleman that I'm subscribed to on YouTube. His channel name is Eat Carbs, and I love this guy's attitude. He's got several videos out of him attempting a bow drill set, and he works his butt off, and he's trying, but he keeps failing and he keeps failing. But watching his determination, it's inspiring, because he doesn't ever give up. He keeps wanting to learn, and eventually he's going to get it. And when he does, he's going to be very, very proficient at it. Another example is a buddy of mine, and this particular person, when we first started talking, he was a skilled outdoorsman, but he had never really attempted or done the bow drill set. Here we are a year and a half, 2 years later, and this guy is very good at a bow drill set, very proficient. He knows combinations of woods that work like nobody's business, because he takes different woods and he's constantly trying. He's constantly working with these bow drills, and he's absolutely great at it. He's very proficient. He knows exactly what woods are going to work in what combinations, or what woods just flat out won't work. Gotta love that. So like I said before, when I first started my YouTube, my main concern was to try to show people the skills and things that I've learned through the years and the things that I've just recently learned. Now, I'm still going to show things that I learn or have learned in the future going forward with YouTube, but my main purpose nowadays is to simply do nothing more than encourage each and every one of you to keep going and keep trying. Don't let people fool you into thinking that they are better than you just because they know how to do something before you know how to do it. You know, I often talk to people about my leather crafting. And you know, people always refer to me as being extremely good at it, or you know, one thing or another, or they may be somebody that's trying to learn the art themselves. And they always ask me, how did I get so good at it, or you know, this thing or that. And it just all boils down to practice. I mean, that is literally all it comes down to. And people will say, oh, I can never be as good as you. And that's bullcrap. Absolute BS. You can be just as good as what I am with leather, if not better, if you apply yourself and put in the hours. That's what it takes. You have to put in the time. You have to put in the hours, because without that, you're not ever going to truly learn. I can show you step by step how to make a sheath, or how to make a bow drill, how to put up a shelter. I can do all that stuff until I'm blue in the face, but you're never truly going to learn it until you yourself go out and apply what I or anybody else on YouTube has shown you. So again, very important just to get out and go do it. So basically, guys, it all boils down to this. Don't ever think that anybody else is better than what you are, no matter what the subject. I don't care if they're Dave Canterbury, Ray Mears, Les Stroud. It does not matter. They are not better than you. You're only as good as what you inspire to be. So if you inspire to be as good and as well versed as what those individuals are, it all comes down to how much time and effort you're willing to put into it. Because like I said before, the only difference between you and one of those guys is those guys have failed way more than what you have. If you think that I'm better than you, it's only because I've failed way more than what you have. So anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good one.